The potential is humongous. If you just look on the street, on the MRT, anywhere and everywhere, you see people holding their phones. So as people are going about their daily lives, nearly every waking second with their phones, the potential for employers, for educators to really come in and support individuals' learning, it's truly tremendous. Not just here in Singapore, but in Asia and the world. Well, it has been an amazing ride here in the Singapore startup ecosystem. In Singapore, we not only have amazing private sector sort of initiatives to kind of push entrepreneurship, we have a lot of support from the public sector as well. For example, we are the recipient of the ACE, the Action Committee for Entrepreneurship. They gave us a grant to help us start up our business, and that was provided by the government. So when we were over in Silicon Valley early in February and we told our American friends that, hey, the government actually gave us some grants and they're giving us tax breaks and other incentives to start up our business, and they were completely blown out of their mind. So Singapore is really the place to be. If you look all around Asia, we have the best government and public sector support for startups, I feel, right now. So far, I mean, we've got help from both the public sector as well as the private sector. For the ACE grant that we received, we were connected up with mentors. Our good friends from Spring Singapore were kind enough to really do the groundwork, to search for mentors and to connect us. Really, we're a really young team, and we were connected with really experienced entrepreneurs who were able to really help us and really show us the ropes. From the private sector side, we were also part of quite a number of competitions, communities, and we really got to know a lot of people organically as well. Well, we were working in Singapore and we realized that, if you look at all these busy executives going around, learning was something that was really at the bottom of their mind. We were in the apps and mobile development industry, and we realized that only less than 15% of executives or people completing e-learning courses actually bothered. Only 15% actually bothered to complete their e-learning, and we realized that this was a serious problem. There was a lot of productivity wasted. There's a lot of money wasted because e-learning isn't cheap, right? So we decided that something really had to be done about this problem from the ground up, and we thought that being young and all, being part of the Facebook and Instagram generation and all, we thought we could bring a little bit of that social media fun and engagement into and mobile learning. I think it's really a mix of three main factors. On one hand, it's completely undeniable that the ecosystem, from like a funding perspective, from like a manpower perspective, from a whole cultural pot melting ground perspective, it's starting to get really, really vibrant. On the other hand, Singapore is really a hub for a lot of multinational corporations, and lots of these companies call this Singapore kind of like their home base here in Asia. For example, we at Coursepad, we do quite a bit of work with a number of banks. One of them, our biggest client being Standard Chartered Bank, and they're here in Singapore. It's really so accessible to meet them, to talk to them, and to work with them on a global level. Thirdly, Singapore is really easy to do business. Everything's really clear, clean, transparent. Setting up a business is really, really easy, and so is doing other things like filing your tax returns, which we do ourselves. So yeah, that really helps. What we're doing is we're organizing workshops. I also speak at conferences and events Those are some of the things that we do. We are also attempting to go and launch a viral sharing campaign for our product, so people can actually share it with their friends to go and receive free credits. We hope that would start giving learning and development managers some impetus to really start thinking about, hey, how can I really adapt my learning for the tool that my employees use most? So those couple of things. That's a good one. I think the most important thing is to really just try and give it a shot. You can always tell yourself so many ways not to start, but the most important decision that you have to make is to start, because no amount of experience, no amount of sitting around, no amount of thinking or planning would ever prepare you 100% to start. It's all about starting, getting out there, and really just learning from your mistakes and moving on ahead. So just get off your seat and just start.